another Generation 2 Plasticon review! Woohoo! Welcome back to another Plasticon review. Today we're going to cover some more Generation 2, talking Bullet Bike. Here's Generation 2 Bullet Bike, and my, oh my, how crazy looking this thing looks. It's got this great silver bike, and attached to it is this extremely neon sidecar. I do like this bike. This bike is very interesting. Considering Bullet Bike is a powered master, he does have a very cool gimmick. If you press down on the gun on the front, it will actually release the bike and let it go. This is a neat little gimmick that's supposed to go along the entire line, but this one actually does it the best. I actually like Bullet Bike, and he's extremely fast. That's something I've noticed about all of them. This guy tends to move much faster than the rest of them. But he is very neat, and yeah, you can probably put a Microman on it, but it doesn't fit very well. Let's take a little closer look here at Bullet Bike, and he is, in fact, a Decepticon. It does say Decepticon right there, although it's kind of hard to see considering how neon everything here is, but it does say Decepticon right there. If I can get to actually focus on it, there it is. See, Decepticon. Not lying, see. It's got this really crazy sticker though. I like this sticker a lot. It's almost like it's like beat up and banged up, which is kind of neat. It almost looks like bullets or something coming out. I mean, maybe that's what they're really going for with that sticker. It's got this really odd green just painted right here on his mirrors, which is kind of interesting considering, you know, I think they really could have hit this a lot harder with more, but it probably was just like an afterthought kind of thing, like, oh, let's throw a little bit more color on there, so they decided to. They probably just had extra left from doing Ironhide's windows. But he's got a lot of sculpted detail there in the engine, and it's like it literally is a little, it's a motorcycle, which is really cool. And the other thing that's crazy about the way the sidecar is, sidecar housing the entire motor, they actually lined it up very well with the bike, so that way it does look like the rear tire to the bike. I do like that. This thing is really cool. It does have a place there for a license plate and a tail light, and got this whole thing here picked out right here for front headlight as well, which is kind of nice. It does not have rubber wheels in the front, but he does have rubber wheels in the back, which is kind of cool. The guns themselves, this is not actually Bullet Bike's gun. Like I said, I don't have the gun that's proper to him, but this one does work just as well. And it pushes a little button down in there that will release the wheels and let them go, which is kind of nice. It's a cool little gimmick that they really didn't necessarily need to put in there, but they did. And the other cool thing is you can actually put the gun here on the back as well. So if you happen to have both guns, you can really arm him up like this. Although if anybody was riding him, they obviously could not ride him because of the way this back gun is positioned. But I do like it. It's really, really cool. Let's go ahead and go into that robot mode, because you know every one of these guys have one of those, right? Taking a look at Bullet Bike in his robot mode, he looks really dorky and really cool. It's hard to describe exactly how crazy looking this thing is. I do dig the entire way they did this, where they made the motorcycle pretty much stand up on the sidecar. It's a really cool little gimmick, and not to mention the actual motorized gimmick works pretty well with this guy. He's extremely lightweight and balanced and actually runs fairly quick, which is probably why they gave him the name Bullet Bike. Taking a closer look at his head sculpt though, he actually does have a very interesting head sculpt. They actually splashed a little more color on him, picking his eyes out in black and giving him a bit of blue right there. I do like that about him. He's very interesting, and I just like what this guy looks like. He really kind of reminds me of a lot of those old school 50s robots that are just kind of stagnant. He does not have any arm movement, though. That's the only thing that he is really lacking on. But I really can't complain, considering, you know, he does have his gun out here front and center. You can put other guns, if you wanted to, in his hands. And I'm sure the original guns that come with him probably face forward, so it looks like he's actually holding guns forward. But this isn't bad. I don't mind it. He doesn't really have any other place to put guns other than here and in the 2 hand holes he does have. I do like the fact that, you know, if you really wanted to, you can kind of lean him forward so it looks like he's like racing really fast toward the action or whatever. And this isn't bad. This is a really cool way. And if you actually look at it, it almost looks like he's standing on the sidecar with his feet kind of backward. I don't know. It's odd, and I like it. I don't know what it is. This thing's just funny, and it really does bring a lot of smiles to my face because I just like the way he is. He's silly, and I do dig that. I don't mind the fact that, you know, he isn't like the crazy Transformers they have nowadays with 5,000 points of articulation. I mean, really, I don't mind toys that have no articulation like this, and this thing's cool and it's fun to play with, and it's really neat. But anyhow, this has been a quick look at Bullet Bike. And this has been Plasticon, and I will see you guys around because I have plenty more coming your guys' way. And that's it for now. Bye!